Now, something which is very important to understand about Spanish is that many actions which are not normally treated as reflexive in English are treated as reflexive in Spanish. And this takes a little bit of getting used to. For example, we have the verb to sleep, which is dormir, but to fall asleep, in Spanish, it would be dormir and then the se. So you get dormirse. They make it a reflexive action to fall asleep. So we're going to work with this verb dormirse a little bit. And as always, you just have to hook on the correct pronoun. For example, we have I can fall asleep here. How do you think you would say that? Puedo dormirme aquí. Here we have I can, and we're using the reflexive verb dormirse. But for me to fall asleep myself, we just add on the me. We replace the se and put in me. Okay, so puedo dormirme aquí would be I can fall asleep here. How would you say I can't fall asleep here? No puedo dormirme aquí. You have to fall asleep now. How would you say that? Tienes que dormirte ahora. So literally, you have to fall yourself asleep, right? It's reflexive. Tienes que dormirte ahora. She is going to fall asleep soon. Va a dormirse pronto. We want to fall asleep. Queremos dormirnos. They just fell asleep. Acaban de dormirse. Here we had to use the handle, they just. So we have acaban de followed by dormirse for themselves here at the end. So once again, remember that many actions which are not normally treated as reflexive in English are treated as reflexive in Spanish. There is no other way to express them but for them to be reflexive. And we have an example here of falling asleep. In English, we don't say, I fall myself asleep, or I'm going to fall myself asleep, or she falls herself asleep. That sounds very alien to us. But in Spanish, that is how they treat it. They treat the action of falling asleep as a reflexive action. So that forces you into this dormirse in order to express that. Now, it's very easy once you get the hang of it, because all that's happening is you're just using our little friends here, these pronouns. And you can see that instead of puedo dormir aquí, right, you being reflexive, you're just adding in these little pronouns. So dormirme, dormirte, dormirse, dormirnos, and dormirse for themselves. And we can put it with any handle. Here we have I can fall asleep. We have you have to fall asleep, tienes que. You have you're going to fall asleep, par. Or we want to fall asleep, queremos. Or any other thing, they just fell asleep, acaban de dormirse. So it works with any handle. To finish off the video, I'd like to give you some other examples of where in Spanish they have the action, or they treat the action reflexively, where in English we do not. For example, to die is morirse. You see you have morir, to die, and the se, they make it reflexive, where in English we do not. Or to get angry, this is an action in Spanish that they make reflexive. So instead of saying I get angry, they would say in Spanish literally, I get myself angry. Here's another one for you, to fall down, caerse. So simply to fall is caer, but to fall down, they make that a reflexive action, and there's no other way to express it but having it as a reflexive verb, caerse. Another one would be to be worried, preocuparse. Literally, it would be in English like I worry myself, or he worries himself, something like that. But this action to be worried, they make that a reflexive. They force you to make it a reflexive or to express express it reflexively in Spanish, where we do not express it as a reflexive in English. So this is why it feels alien at first, but you'll soon get used to it because reflexive verbs are absolutely everywhere in Spanish. Let's work with this verb, preocuparse, to be worried. Try to say, I don't want to worry. No quiero preocuparme. You see how it's reflexive? I don't want, no quiero. And then to be worried myself, I guess we would say literally in English, preocuparme. They make it, the action of being worried, reflexive. Try this one. I'm going to worry about my brother. Voy a preocuparme por mi hermano. Here we're using the handle going to, voy a preocuparme, I'm going to be worried. And then the reason why, so we have por, is for my brother, mi hermano. Voy a preocuparme por mi hermano. They shouldn't worry. No deberían preocuparse. Here we're using the handle for should. And they shouldn't, no deberían, worry themselves, preocuparse. We don't need to worry now. How would you say that? No necesitamos preocuparnos ahora. I know she's going to worry about you. Sé que va a preocuparse por ti. We have sé for I know, and the that is implied, so we throw it in. I know that she is going to be worried about you. So we have sé que she is going, bar, to worry herself, preocuparse, about you, por ti. So remember, pronouns are the secret key to using these reflexive verbs properly. It's going to be always me, te, se, nos, and se. We simply use them to make verbs reflexive by hooking them on.